Alrighty, speaking of, get everything working. Hello. There we go. Hey there, guys, gals, and ghouls. Welcome to today. It is a beautiful Tuesday once again, and we've gathered here today to celebrate at the Church of Ghost. I don't know. I didn't get too far into that with a plan. I didn't have a plan going into that. We kind of just winged it. Wow, I'm really good at talking today too. I'm wearing latex today. Isn't that so cool? Let's talk about that. I am. I told you guys I was going to give you latex, so I gave you latex. I did go ahead and I was a little bit of a coward, and I put this little, like, fabric top on underneath it just to make sure that, like, Twitch isn't going to get, like, yeety-deleety with me. So this isn't what the garment looks like in full, but you get the idea. Yes, this is the one that we voted for. This is the one we voted for. Cool clipboard. This one? My clacker? It looks good as this. That was my thought. Like, I tried it out and I'm like, honestly, it looks cute like this too. So it's good. It's good. It's so good. And I will show you all the full look, but I do have to post really quick that I'm live over on the channels. Is it really, or is it the MK2 one? Which one are you, what are you talking about? MK2? The, like, Mark II? What do we mean MK2? This one doesn't have, like, any electronics in it, if that's what you're asking. It's not like one of the ones where it syncs up to the camera and you can clack it and it will start and stop it. You do have to, like, manually draw on that one. But it is one that I've used on sets. I'm not sure is it really? You're a nerd! What the hell? Come in here immediately, call me a nerd? Mods acted up. Can I ban my own moderators? Okay. Clyde, you would ban yourself. That is, you'd be like, oh, I'ma leave. Facts were only, hello, Flama. You can't see it, but Mod is currently bonking itself with the ban hammer. Thank you, Mod. Thank you for bonking for my entertainment. There's a wire here. Okay, put that there. Alrighty, yeah, that does more what I want. There we go. You know that meme where it's like, hey, my friend thinks you're hot, and then you point like somewhere else and then you like run there really, really fast? I do that one a lot. I think that one is really funny, and that's what that energy gives me. Okay, we're going to Discord. Hold on. We're going to Discord. We're gonna go to Ghost Live at live on everyone live on Twitch and okay, and I'm gonna be so real. This stream will probably be shorter than my normal ones. Like, I know we started late, but our AC is once again having issues, and it is so stupid hot up here. It's not even funny. But we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be so locked in. I think we are, like, I know we started late, but I think we are gonna just stop at our usual time tonight, just to, like, that. But it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Also a little photo. Yes. Rubber Ghost. Okay, I think we got that. Ooh, the Mortal Kombat bucket. Sorry, I haven't been following anything that's been going on with like the popcorn buckets and stuff at like the movie theaters. Does that count as the first short joke of the day? Evil. Evil. You all have just gotten here and have already decided to commit crimes. Hi, Canoe. Hi, Sweetness. How are you doing? Okay, we've pinged the Discord. We've pinged, we've pinged Twitter. Shall we do a full... Should I do a 360? Shall I do a full 360 for you all of the latex that you voted for? Ooh, ah. So I do have some pants underneath. I did cheat with these. These are not latex. They're like a faux leather, but I think they work really well with the fit. So we've got the pants on. We've got the little skirty skirt. It's very hard to like get all of me in frame. Got the layered skirt with the peplum. Hi, Galaxy. How are you doing? How you doing today? Oh, the pink is so... I love this pink. I love this, like, hot pink-ass peplum. When I saw it at Fet Factory, like, my first time going there, I was like, wow, that's so pretty, but I don't know if I can pull that off. And I bought it anyway. And I'm so glad that I did because, like, it's one of my favorite garments. I'm, like, obsessed with it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness I decided to be impulsive that day. But, welcome to today. Welcome to today. I went out to the park again. I got to hang out with some beautiful people, and we looked at the ducks. Really cool. Spring has definitely sprung in my area. I know it's like almost June, so we're pretty much like getting into summer now. But there's a lot of like little babies that are out and about at my local park. Like I've definitely posted the pictures in my Discord of like the turtle babies. But there's also been some like ducklings and goslings that we've been following around. Not like in a weird way, but we've been keeping an eye on them when we go to the park. Because we try to go to the park like once a week. We're honestly dorks and we just play Pokemon Go. We play Pokemon Go out there. And it wasn't any really good raids today. It's a Tuesday, so yeah, there wouldn't really be. But I did catch a Turtonator. Turtonator, I think it's what it's called. Hi, Chandler. Hi, welcome. By the way, to the people who showed up for the charity stream and the people who donated, thank you guys so much. We did for that charity stream. I know it was a little chaotic and confusing and not my typical type of show, but we did raise over $1,000 for the Casey Tenants Union, the United States' largest tenants' rights union here in the United States. So I am so grateful. Thank you guys for contributing to that. You all rock. Give yourself a round of applause if you contributed to that, if you showed up at all, and especially if you donated. I am really grateful. Thank you guys again for participating in that. Today we're just here and hanging out. I have been obsessed with a new game. I can show you guys this new game if you want to see it today, but for the meantime, like, I'm mostly gonna just be playing this one on my own. It's called Windrose. If you guys know, I love survival crafters. I love me a survival crafter, and I've been talking to some of the people like in the DMs because I'm a nerd, and you can just talk to me about video games over in the DMs on my fan sites, by the way. But I'm a freaking nerd. And we've been talking about how I've been wanting to get into a new survival crafter. And, like, I love the forest. The forest is probably my favorite survival crafter. I would say probably forest, then ark, then raft is my order of operations. But I've also played a lot of 7 Days to Die, which I really liked. And a couple other ones. Valheim is also one that I've played that I put a lot of hours into that I really liked. But yeah, I really love me a survival crafter. Super up my alley. Forest is my favorite, but my friends don't like the scary genre as much as I do for some reason. Darn them. So we have to find like a middle ground when it comes to survival games that we're going to play together. So we found Windrose, right? And it was really funny how it happened too, because actually Clyde got the game first, and Clyde was like, oh, I've been looking at this game for forever. And I was like looking it up. I started looking up the tutorials. League of Legends? As a survival crafter, bro, I feel like I'm barely surviving anytime I play League of Legends, honestly. Have my friends ever played BioShock? Yes. Yes, I know several of them have in fact played BioShock. So we know she at least goes out and touches grass. Yes, can confirm. I do go outside. I do touch grass. I even drank water today. Did you? Did you drink water today? Thank you so much. Hi, Prod. Hey, yo, what's up? Thank you so much for the follow. We're just talking about my little adventure that I had at the park today and the new video game that I've been playing. But, okay, so Windrose, right? It is a survival crafter that is also pirates, which I freaking love. Ooh, sippy sippies. I am drink. Look, I found these like teeny tiny little ghosts when I was out today. So cool. I know it's not water, but I get what I want. Galaxy, I think you want to type, I think socials will work. If not, hold on. There we go. Can I do a soda chug burp for 5 subs? I've got like half of this can left, and I think I definitely can chug it. And I can try to burp for you. I don't know how impressive it's gonna be, but you gotta tip the subs first. Or you gotta donate the subs first. And I will chug the rest of this can and try that for you. Absolutely, thank you, Galaxy. But you can find my Insta link from there. I need to go back into my stream elements and like fix my exclamation points because for some reason they're broken. I just haven't had a chance to figure that out yet. So thank you for being patient with me on that. But yeah, you drank a tiny amount of water today with your pre-workout. That's not drinking water. 7 for a new soda? I don't have a new one of this one. Make it 10. Make it 10 and I'll chug an entire Dr. Pepper. 10 subs, I will chug an entire Dr. Pepper and burp. It don't work? Dude, hater. Not you, the link. I'm Ghosty Gets Gooey. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. There's my Instagram link, so it should work directly. Not 1 liter. Do you see how tiny I am, dude? Where am I gonna put an entire liter of a thing in me? I'll explode. I'll explode. I gave you offer of I will go and get a fresh can of Dr. Pepper and chug it and try to burp for you. For that many. Is it okay if you and your friends make use? Oh, are you all musicians? That's cool. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the subby. But all right, he did. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, hold on. We still got to do our squats for subs. Thank you so much for supporting the community. Hold on. Let's update our. I guess we update the squat. Hold on. We update the squat counter after I'm getting I'm getting so many notifications. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for your subby, and then 12 for one more subby. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a can and I'll be right back. Oh. Never mind, I stay here and I make Mod go get it. Okay. Huh? Yes, doctoral, please. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Oh, you're all musicians? That's cool. Hell yeah, dude. or dudette or other. Look at me just assuming shit. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I've tried to chug anything, so I definitely can drink an entire can of Dr. Pepper. W microwave, yes. Microwave IM is honestly a very evocative username. I don't know what it is exactly evocative of, but it sure is evocative. But, okay, while we're grabbing that, thank you again so much for the subby wubbies. Thank you so much for everyone who has, contributed to our fun little games today. So yeah, went to the park. I watched a woman get chased by... Will I do a second one for another 10 subs? We're gonna have to wait until I do the first one before I can answer that. Is that fair? Are we... You're streaking now? Oh, bro, streaking. Speaking of, I feel compelled to fix my titties. Thank you so much. Thank you, beautiful. All right. Okay. Here we go. It was just cracked for me. We just heard this. This is a fresh one. I've been good. I'm about to chug this entire can and then try to burp, because somebody gifted for it, and we're gonna see how this goes. Oh, I got 2 from that one. 3? 4. 4. I hope that was exactly what you needed. We got 4 from that. Oh. Oh. You're welcome. It is. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I've drank something that fast. The first one was choked? I don't even know what that means, bro. What does that mean? What do we mean that was choked? We got 4! Somebody clip it? Yeah, clip that. That's what you guys need. Somebody go back to my last stream too and clip all the sneezes for all the weird sneezy guys out there. I know you're out there. I know you're into that. Somebody's into sneezing. Go clip it. Oh, I'm so okay. I'm so okay. I'm just now a little bit burpy. Long tongue? I do have a pretty long tongue for how short I am. Yeah. But could I do another one? I think I could. I think I could. I think give me like a minute though. I mean like a minute. Next thing you guys are gonna get me so sugar hyped though. You get 2 a stream if you're gonna do that. you get 2 of that a stream. Ghosty's gonna be so zoomy. Yeah, I already went and like exercised myself today. I went outside for like 3 hours. We were like walking around. We went to a local park and just catching Pokemon and just walking around the whole time because it's not fun now that I'm confident. Oh no. Oh no. We want to see the streamers suffer. Oh no. Well, I mean, you always could just like throw an indecent amount of subs again and just make me do like a shit ton of squats. That's always something you can do to make me less confident if that is what you're looking for. That is always an option on the table. You went to see the Mandalorian and Grogu today? Oh, awesome! Did you like it? No spoilers. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm planning on it. So, but generally, man, now I want another one. Not to like chug, like just to like sip it. That's the problem with chugging is you don't really get to enjoy the thing you're drinking. You know? I was thinking about that with like chugging alcohol because I'm a sipper. I'm a sipper of beverages. Let me know in the chat. Are you a sipper or are you a chugger when it comes to drinks? Do you just like to like throw that shit back? Or do you like to savor it and take your time? She experienced DP once and she can't get enough. Dude, we know I'm addicted. I'm one of those mad lad addicted DP cravers, dude. For real, for real. Absolutely fiending for the DP, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Pepper, calm down. Once. Depends. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much. Hi. Hi, human. I don't know why I stuck my tongue out. There we go. Tongue guy got to see a little tongue. You need to go on your daily walk today? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I am finding I try on my really busy days, if I can just take like 20-30 minutes, there's like a convenience store not too far from me. So I'll usually like walk and get myself a little treat or something if I've been like working at my desk all day. I'm gonna burp one more time. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. Did I get any good Pokemon? Did I get any good ones this time? Not. We got one. I got a Turtonator, which is really cool. I did find some good Laprases while I was out today. The Lapras crop was very bountiful this time around. We go to this like little lake area. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Hi, welcome to the chat. But yeah, did I get? Yeah, I did get a couple good Lapras. There's like I think a floaty I've seen that's like a Lapras that I need to see if I can find sometime because I want to get a floaty. I'm still upset. I was obsessed when we were in Miami. I think some other tourists, there's like a tiny little like wave pool, like a wading pool at the hotel you were staying at. Super cutesy, by the way. But this wading pool, somebody put like a full-size like swan inflatable in it and like another one. There's photos I've got of it because I was so obsessed with it. And I really wanted to steal them, but I couldn't tell if like somebody intentionally left them there or not. So I wound up not stealing the swan floaty, but now I want to get a floaty because I deserve. You're in a not really caring about Pogo phase right now. So fair. So fair. I go back and forth with it too. Just since the weather's been warming up, my friends and I have been looking for an opportunity to like go outside and be people out in the outdoors. And that's just like an easy, like fun activity that we can do in our area that, you know, gets us outside and gets us moving. So, we're back on the kick of that again. I haven't really been paying attention to like what raids are happening what weekends though. I should get better about that. Like I'm kind of a for the love of the game Pokemon player. Like I don't really try to min-max like the Pokemon Go stuff. I've got a couple good dragons though. It's funny as much as I would be a ghost type trainer, if I could be the type of trainer I want, I'd probably be a ghost fairy type trainer. But realistically, when I look at my teams, I'm a ghost dragon trainer. Because I love my ghosts and I love my dragon types. Your social time doesn't start with people until the end of July. Dude, I think that's so fair. It's gonna be such a weird... Oh, my yap? Yeah, this is a yappy stream, silly boy. You've seen Target has Doritos and Cheetos floaties? What? Like do they look like little bags of them? Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I need to go and see like what kind of cute floaties I can find. Hold on. Are there Pokemon floaties? Let's look it up. Cool. I'm pretty sure I've seen a Lapras one. Oh my god. Okay. We know that's real. They're honestly they're not too crazy either. I'm gonna have to think of a Pokemon themed shoot. Oh, that's a little Magikarp one. Okay, guys, what is your, if you are a Pokemon fan of the chat, what is your favorite Pokemon that it's not really practical. It's not a good, like, battling Pokemon, but you just love that little guy. Because for me, it's Magikarp. Like, he's so useless. He's so floppy. Meowth? We like Meowth. Meowth is really cute. Like anime Meowth, who is, like, his own character, or Meowth the Pokemon generally? The first dragon ghost type Pokemon is a literal Pokemon Satan. I know, but he's cool. Pulsey? Oh, Pulsey's so cute. Do you like... Yeah, the plus and minus ones? Exactly. Won your heart. They are person-sized floaties, and also Target was doing a Pokemon celebration? Oh, cool. Okay. An anime Meowth. Yeah, anime Meowth is, like, such a fun character. It's been a long time since I've actually caught up on the anime at all. I think I watched up to Black and White of the anime, and then I haven't really been paying attention since. Emolga's so good too, just like a little flying squirrel baby. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't necessarily need to be person size for Ghosty. Whoa, hey, hold on. Let's not get too crazy in the chat now. Hold on. Maybe I should blow up the swans and put them in my background, since I'm apparently obsessed with floaties right now. I did not steal the big swan from the pool in Miami. I did, however, steal one of the little swans from the pool at Phoenix. In my defense, though, I was told I could take them, so it's not even actually stealing. I just wanted it. I'm gonna put a giant banana to put in my background. No, but not that banana for scale. Mimikyu just makes you sad on his lore. I do love Mimikyu. Mimikyu is like a little guy I'm obsessed with. Speaking of, I gotta show you guys an amazing fan gift. Is he in the chat right now? I don't think he is. Darn. Okay, he's not here. But I'll show this again later if he shows up. But I was gifted from a fan this super cute Mimikyu light. He's so cute. Here, let me see if I can turn it on. Let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. Boop. Oh, turn it down. There we go. Oh, he's so cutesy. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, I love this little guy. Yeah, probably. You do like Dragapult? I do like Dragapult. Dragapult is so silly. Dragapult is so, like, he is one that I'm trying to like. Yes. Super awesome gift from a fan. Thank you so much. I don't know if he wants to be named, so I'm not gonna name him at the moment, but if he shows up in the stream later, I'm gonna ask if he would like to be noticed, recognized. But on top of that, another fan gift from a fan who is not here, that I'm gonna show off. Can you see it? It's a clear chair. I'm gonna use it for evil. Just... Aren't I always evil? Yes, but I'm gonna be extra evil about it in that chair. Yeah, amazing, super cool, clear acrylic chair, purchased for me for the purpose of being evil in the chair, which is excellent. It has arrived, and I've set them up, and I will be evil with it this week. Ghosty is floating in there. Yeah. It does kind of, like, it is very, like, hidden. I'm excited to take pictures with it because I feel like my black chair winds up kind of getting in the way with photos a lot, but it's like, I feel like I can be a lot more neutral with that one, so I'm very excited about it. It's weirdly sturdy too. It's heavy. It's heavy for, like, a folding chair. If I need to whack somebody with a steel chair, like, I know what to do. cam under the chair for like spicy streams. Clyde is in danger. I've wanted to do that. I've wanted to do some cam under the chair streams. I want to get like a webcam so I can do like the split where I can like rotate between the two, and I have not been able to get a proper webcam and lighting for under my desk yet. As soon as I can get on that, then I'm down to do some under the desk. Leaps on the grenade. Oh my god. Perfect. Yeah, that's honestly why I have it set up right now, is so like the cats have a place to sit where they, like, if I give them more surfaces that aren't like my immediate desk area, they will sit in them. So you get it. You get it. You're about to make taco bows currently? Ooh, that sounds incredible. That sounds so good. I did not have very good real people food today. I kind of had a, like, it was my old struggle meal when I was in college, and I was very, like, reminiscent about it for a sec. Because it was, like, gas station nachos, but then you take, like, a hot dog, and, like, it's, like, the bag nachos, and you take a hot dog and kind of, like, mash it all together. And then I had that with, like, nacho cheese and chili, because I am a freak. We were by a gas station while we were out Pokemon going, and I hadn't eaten yet. Leave me alone. Can you post what you made for you and your dad on Memorial Day? You joined at the most diabolical of times? Yes, welcome. Welcome. Is it about my food choices or something else? Because we were also being very diabolical, like, 5 minutes ago, and I don't know how delayed the stream is. But hi, welcome, Punish Muffin. Very good username. The foodstuffs. Yeah. Very diabolical. Yeah, King, by all means, I believe there is a foods channel in the Discord. Goose gaming news. I need to make, like, a separate gaming situation. Cute things, amazing art. I need to put, like, a mixed media one. Damn. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just for you, real quick. Hold on. Cool. Text. Foodstuffs. Alright, I didn't put an emote there yet, but it is there for you. Can I eat ramen noodles? I can't. I cannot eat normal ramen noodles, but I can make myself gluten-free ramen. It's the ghosty with the mosty. It sure is. Hey, 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 how you doing today, Steelers? We're doing so good. We're doing so good in the chat today. Oh, crunching my bones. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot eat regular ramen. I have to make a special ramen that is safe for ghosty. But it is still yummy, and I do still like ramen a lot. It's just, it's unfortunate, like, having to make, like, gluten-free ramen is honestly, because I feel like ramen is often, like, a struggle meal for people. I like the instant ramen. But it feels like when I buy the instant ramen for me, it's almost like still just as much as like any of the other gluten-free foods that I could buy. So it winds up still being like pretty cost prohibitive for me. Except I found at Costco there's like bulk packs I can get of the gluten-free noodles. But I do have to make like the broths and stuff myself. But that's a little more reasonably priced for me. How does gluten-free ramen taste? Because you might make that for your mom. It depends on where you buy your noodles. Again, shout out to, it's like a brown rice noodle. I'm not sure of the brand name off the top of my head. The package is orange. It's a gluten-free rice noodle ramen. The cakes are, it's not like individually packaged, which is the only annoying thing. It's better for like plastic waste, but like you do need to like put it in like some sort of like storage container, in my opinion. But then, like, container, the ramen. But then you just, like, make your broth or things. So I usually, like, soften the noodles, and then I will take, like, a beef broth, because I really like beef. You can also use, like, chicken broth. Like, chicken broth is definitely cheaper and easier. And then like bring that into a boil. I won't lie, sometimes I literally just like make the broth boil. I'm not the best cook ever, so if that's not the way you're supposed to do it, don't listen to me then. Say psych. But it's really good. It's really good, and like I mix it with different proteins. I really want to learn how to make the I don't remember the name of them, but you know when you're watching anime and stuff and they have like the ramen bowls with like the egg in them, the soy egg. I want to learn how to make those myself so I can use like gluten-free soy sauce to make them, because that just sounds delicious. I would probably just eat those. I've been on an egg kick again lately. I've been really about eggs. I think I talked about this on a previous stream. But one of my friends has a ton of chickens, so I get to buy eggs for her really, really cheap, which is really nice. It's really nice. Like, almost every time she comes up to see me every, like, week or two, I get more eggs, and that's really cool. That's really cool. She's like my little egg dealer, and I love that it's a protein I can, like, just throw in everything. Does that mean your roommate and Clyde do the cooking? My roommate does. My roommate does a lot of our cooking. I usually am, like, independent with my stuff still. Usually, though, like, my meal prepping looks insane. I'm mostly eating, like proteins and then, I'm usually eating, like, egg or, like, batches of meat. And then, like canned stuff. I'm not sorry to burst your bubble, boyos, but I'm not the trad wife cooker, kitchen cooker in the kitchen sort of ghoulie pop. Hi, Southwest. You did 6 years in the food industry and then went to culinary school? King, that's so freaking cool. I have a lot of, like, admiration for people who are really good at cooking and enjoy cooking. And, like, my roommate loves to cook. So when she goes and, I have two roommates. So when one of my roommates is going to cook, I will honestly just, like, give them my card and be like, here, like, if you just make a ton, like, if you just make, like, twice what you're planning to make and let me have the leftovers, go for it. Can we see the outfit? We sure can, Kai. Whoop. King, cooking is a stress relief. I know it is for a lot of people, and I really wish it was something that I enjoyed more. You know what's funny? I really stress about cooking, but I love baking. I think it's because it's more formulaic and very... As my friends who cook and love to cook and grew up in households where cooking was treated as fun and, you know, a positive... early childhood affirmations around cooking. They love to just kind of like go with what feels right when it comes to levels of ingredients to throw in. I get really concerned with like recipes, like cooking recipes. If I'm looking up something online, especially if I'm looking at like gluten-free recipes, I get really anxious looking at them. Baking though, I feel like I am a lot more comfortable with, and like the formulas are a lot easier for me to follow. And then there's not like a lot of, there is a lot of variance in what you can do with baking, but at the same time, it's not that much different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're like whisking out, butter for a scone versus like melting it for something else kind of thing, but like mostly it's the same like base ingredients and then going from there, where like cooking is such like a wide breadth of what you can do with it. And I have a lot of respect and a lot of very much a lot of appreciation for the people who live in my home and love to cook and help keep me alive. You should see some of the stuff I grilled with your family this weekend. You did a big, I love grilling. I love grilling and I love barbecue. I should toast to a fashion show stream. That would be so fun. That would be so fun to do sometime. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot do a latex fashion show stream because latex takes so much time to get on and off. But we could definitely do like a little wardrobe thing or something. That would probably be better though for like the other type of stream, because then I can actually take stuff off on the live and put it back on. But that would be kind of a fun premise, like doing like every certain goal, like I change my outfit. That'd be cute. That'd be cutesy. I'd like that. I'm gonna write that down actually. That would be fun. Oh, you had really good food over there. Yeah, for all of my fellow American babies. Did you guys have a good Memorial Day? Did you have a good Memorial Day? I did. I had a really lovely Memorial weekend. I didn't wind up going out, which is kind of exactly what I wanted. One of my friends graduated this weekend, so we were celebrating her graduation on the Friday. So we celebrated her graduation and had a lovely time, spending time together. And, God, what else did I do? We had an easy day. I did get Windrose, and I'm a little obsessed with it. I'm, like, looking at my friends right now who are freaking online playing Windrose. We have, like, a group server, and I know they're in this damn server without me right now. Grr. I'm kidding, but also grr. Hi, Valerie. Hi, welcome. So I'm definitely going to be playing some Pirates after this, but that's fine. You're new here, so you need to know. May you tell a messed up joke. I would advise against it. You got Windrose installed? Woohoo! Yippee, 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 yippee! I forgot you were getting that game, Crazy Cat. Oh. But, okay. My brain went completely blank there. 10 stream streak, Southwest. That's nutty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 10 stream streak. That's so cool. Thank you so much for being here. We got tons of streakers in my chat. Oh boy. Did you guys see the newest Morgue Pie? Like, speaking of like just Twitch and like stuff in streams I want to do. Did you guys see what Morgue Pie just did? That got her banned from the platform again? Because I want to talk about it, one, because I think it's hilarious, and two, I kind of want to do something like it for one of my own streams. It would be like a Fansly stream or something. It wouldn't be like here, because she got banned for doing it. But she painted her feet green. Casted Dark Souls 3 to her feet with her green screen feet, and then called the stream Dark Souls. S-O-L-E-S. Like soles of your feet. Incredible. Incredible. And they did ban her for that. They did ban her from Twitch for that. They did not ban her when she, a couple weeks ago, had a man in a full gimp suit on stream walking him around on a leash. Did ban her for Dark Souls. Now we know the line. It's so lame. I know. Why would you give... So here's Morgue Pie's brand. She is literally an instigator and looks at the rules and finds things that are not actually listed in the rules as things that... like, she's constantly trying to push the limits of what she can get away with, right? And then anytime she hits that limit and gets in trouble for it, like she does like a weird thing and is like actually punished for it, you know, she blows up and goes viral again. Like, we're talking about it right now. That like Dark Souls, it's hilarious. But she's also kind of like genius about it. She got in trouble, I remember like a year or two ago earlier, because she got some like Kelly Green shorts, and then she was streaming like a game like on her butt. Which again is genius. It's hilarious. It's awesome. Puns are not allowed. Coffee Colored Dreams, hi Coffee Colored, how you doing? There's been worse things on Twitch. Yeah, there's been worse things on Twitch, and even things that Morgue Pie herself has done that is worse. But it's really funny. Go see what kind of cow wears a crown. I don't know, Joker. What kind of cow does wear a crown? Tell me. But yeah, I think it's really hilarious and brave of her to do that, personally. There's been people that have literally been railed during a stream. I mean, I feel like they got banned, right? A Dairy Queen, get out. You know what? I'm with Clyde on this one. Get out. Delete him. I'm kidding. Obviously I'm kidding, Joker. That one's really good. That one's a really good. That's like a whole eye roll one. I love that. They did not? That's weird. Was it a thing? I assume it was probably a thing of they just like forgot to turn their stream off. Cause yeah. Isn't there someone who does picking ASMR? Picking like what kind of picking? That reminds me, it's almost the anniversary of the local SCA barony needing to add 3 paragraphs to the rules based on your actions. Based on your actions. Ominous. Noon is out here committing crimes. Yeah, I feel like that's a major flex though, like being the kind of person where like you act up, your mischief is so mischievous they have to make rules to limit you. It's kind of a power play, gonna be so real. I wish I was that brave. Oh, licking. I don't know. Maybe my little gooner brain is fried because it's like, if it's marked, okay, sure, lick your microphone. like if it's marked that like, you know, you're doing something that's like. But even then, like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like ASMR is one of those very gray area categories, and I say this as somebody who does do, like, adult and also enjoys ASMR, and does ASMR. It's like, there's definitely, like, different realms of, like, why people like it, and obviously there are some that, like, feel that way about it, but I feel like if the content itself is, like, safe for work, like, it should fly. And I don't know. But then again, like, the terminology itself leads to the argument of, like, would you play your ASMR videos at work for your boss? Maybe you would. Maybe you wouldn't. I would, but my boss is a fucking freak. It's me. I'm the boss. I'm the freak. Wait, I need somebody to clip that, actually. That was gold. Solid gold. Your fingers are just too quick? What are you doing with those fingers? Put those down. What are you doing with those? Makeup today is badass, by the way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I knew we were going to do, like, a rubber stream today, because we planned it. So I did put, like, the extra effort to, like, make myself look really dolled up. Because that felt like I should do it today, you know, just put a little extra effort into my situation. My boss is a cat. Listen, those guys aren't in charge of jack shit. If any of the cats are my boss, it's Hammy, and he is only like a nepo baby who is put in place by like the crazy actual like CEO of the company to like run it. And he just has no idea what he's doing, and he just looks cute in the little chair, the little tie. That's it. That's what Hammy does. Typing ghosty and giving cat scritches? Hell yeah. Juggle right now? Okay, alright. We're juggling. I have to find my balls. Hold on, chat. I gotta find my balls. I got 1, I got 2 balls, I got 3 balls. Ugh. One of my balls is leaking! Bah! Hate it when this happens. Can anyone else relate to that? You guys just hate it when your balls start leaking? I know. Ugh, worst. So relatable. Woo! Oh, fuck. I think I'm keeping my hands too close together. Hold on, let's posture properly. You get leaky balls so much. Yeah, yeah. Can we get an L in the chat for leaky balls? Like and share the stream if you cry every time you get leaky balls. Oh shit. Throw my balls around. No. It's like, I'm not going to entertain that. The shenanigans are apparently getting too silly for mod today. Hold on. How do we tried! Okay, chat. If not here next week, it's because you made 5 pounds of buffalo chicken. Oh, I love buffalo chicken. That's one of those, like, proteins I will just make, like, a stupid amount of, and I'll just eat that for, like, ever. Buffalo chicken? Yeah, excellent. That was great. We liked it. Okay, so long as we liked it. So long as you got what you needed from that redeem, we're good. We're so good, Bessies. Okay. Oh my gosh, hi! Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Guys, we are getting so close now to 2K followers here. That is really, really cool. Thank you guys so much. If you're new to the stream, hi! I'm your friendly neighborhood ghosty with mostly ghosty goo. I am a variety streamer, hardcore gamer ghoul, and just a little nerdy little freak on the internet. And if you like me, and you like what you see and you want more of me, you should follow me here. You should go check out my other socials. And that's kind of long and short. That's my little spiel. That's who I am. I like a variety of horror games. I play a lot of Marvel Rivals. That's my first-person shooter of choice. And I really like Survival Crafters. It's something I talked about, and I enjoy horror games. I do want to do like a series again of indie horror shenanigansings. Cause yeah, I love me a good indie game, but I'm working on a list of that. Speaking of lists of things that I've got, I am wanting to start a new segment on the stream. We were gonna play the Wordle and the connections today. Actually, let me see if the connections have reset. Hold on, because they said at weird times. Because if the connections have reset, I want to do it. I don't think they have, though. I accidentally, did the connections too late last night. And I did today's by mistake, I think. Okay. Okay. Looks like I did do today's. Okay, darn. Alright, so no connections and no Wordle today, unfortunately. Do your Wordle, though. If you are one of my Wordle babies. But I do want to do a new segment on the stream for just, I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of a Redditor. I am kind of a hardcore Redditor. And I love listening to those drama, like Am I the Asshole kind of podcasts and stuff. So I'm gonna read some stories that I find on Reddit, and we're gonna talk about them so that I have something to yap about. You stopped doing the Wordle because you weren't stimulated enough? Hey, I'm gonna literally make that a thing for you if you do wind up, committing, being a committed sub to me. I'm gonna make you do the Wordle specifically for that reason. Yeah, because I think that would be funny. You kept getting the Wordle in 1 or 2 guesses? No way you got it in 1 or 2. No way. I call so much bull. Maybe 2. 1 though? That's statistically not impossible, but improbable to do more than twice. You crazy. I'm on to you. Okay. Anyway, let me find I have a list of them. If I can remember how to pull up my drive and speak properly like a human being. That would be so cool. Okay. Switch over. You got it in 1? 5 times the last month? Are you looking at, like, the hint? Because I genuinely don't know how you guess it in one more than once. All on your own. Sus. Suspicious. I guess you're too big brain for the Wordle then. I'm still gonna make you do the Wordle though, just to be funny. You're a wordsmith? An absolute linguist. Okay. Alright. Alright, let me look at my little list here. Okay. You're lucky with words, but not with women. Your luck's... Yeah, Void literally made his luck stat. his main stat on his character sheet, for real. Okay. Alright. Oh, people don't know how to type on Reddit. You love the aesthetic? Oh, thank you so much. Hi RX. Okay. Ooh, this one sounds like a spicy one. Okay. Alright, this one is from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for joking that my dad gets a perpetual period in front of friends and family? Uh-oh. I, 19 female, was at a family dinner with my dad, my younger sister, my older sister, who was visiting, and one of my dad's friends, along with his wife and son. At one point, my dad started joking with his friend about how lucky he was to have a son because living with women is apparently so difficult. Even though both me and my older sister already moved out for college or work and were barely home now. He started making comments about how women get moody and miserable on their periods, and how the whole house atmosphere changes. He was saying it in a joking tone, not screaming or anything, but he says this kind of stuff pretty often. His friend then said he thanks the Lord every day for that. So I replied in basically the same joking tone that honestly, if he had a son exactly like him, it would probably be worse because he's moody and irritable all the time already. So it's like he's permanently on his period. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay, oh boy. His friend laughed immediately and his wife laughed too. Then his wife joked, "Oh, don't laugh like you were like that too." Then his wife joked, okay, hold on, I read this wrong. Then his wife joked, "Oh, don't laugh, you were like that too." I also pointed out that honestly, I don't even think that what he says is true. I do sports while on my period, and my sisters are both pretty chill too. Most of the time when there was tension at home, was usually him starting arguments and then blaming it on the women hormones if we reacted badly. Anyway, after dinner, my dad told me I embarrassed and insulted him in front of his friend. He said it was rude and disrespectful to compare a man to having a period. He also said his friend group takes pride in being masculine and manly, and I made him look weak. Okay. I'm gonna finish the story before I comment. Okay, I honestly thought we were all joking around equally, and if he can make jokes about women being impossible because of periods, then I don't see why I can't joke back about him acting moody too. Hi Mox, hi welcome, hi Void. Okay. Alright, that was a lot. Okay, is this person the asshole? Does this person live with their parents still? It's not super relevant, but I just want to check. Okay. You were at family dinner. Okay, both me and my older sister already moved out for college or work. Okay, so they're not living with the parent anymore. it's a weird conversation, I feel like, to bring up at the table for the dad when he's got friends over and his his children who have moved out of the house and are female have come to visit again. That's just like a weird, like, the mom isn't really like mentioned this situation, so I can't tell if like she is not in the picture or not. But like if he's like a single dad or something, I don't know. Sippy Sips, oh, thank you, Sippy Sips. But are you the asshole? I am of the opinion that I don't think people should be dishing out shit like this if they can't take it. But it also... The dad is definitely an asshole. Let me say that. The dad is definitely an asshole, but I'm trying to figure out if OP is the asshole as well. It's like, hold on, what is... There's a word for it they use in, everybody's the asshole? Oh, everyone sucks here. Yeah, ESH, I think. You did too, actually. Choose a good starting word and it's easy. Just check your full stats. You usually get it in 3. Yeah, like, getting it in 3 makes total sense. Just, like, getting it in 1 numerous times if you're just, like... Because I always start with, like, the same, like, 1 or 2 words with, like, multiple vowels. But yeah, I think it would be hard to get it in 1 statistically multiple times. But, okay, going back to this Am I the Asshole is... Honestly, like, the dad is definitely sucks, but, it probably wasn't helpful as well. I think it was deserved. Maybe deserved asshole, but he's still probably a little bit of an asshole. He had it coming, Pop 6. But... yeah, I don't know, guys. How do we feel in the chat? How do we feel in the chat about that one? But it's also like if I just don't like if there's actual behavior that's happening with the dad, because I don't doubt that the dad is also being a lot, especially with the way he's like, oh, you've insulted my masculinity. But maybe that's not the right time to be like bringing up like your own grievances, because he's not going to be hearing it and is just going to... Yeah, he did have it coming. He 100% have it coming. Like, we are in a full agreement. The dad sucks. But does OP also suck? Is the question. I think, like, a little bit, everyone sucks here. But more so the dad. OP always sucks. See, I feel like it's one of 2 ways. It's always one of 2, especially when it's like the Am I the Asshole thread specifically. It's either, no, OP is literally like in a toxic and abusive situation, is being gaslit to the point where they cannot tell. Like, they've got a environment that they are surrounding themselves in where they are being told that they're the asshole when they clearly are not to anyone who is outside of that situation. Or they are absolutely the jerk and just have no cognitive awareness of just how bad their actions are. That's Internet Rule 101. Yeah, it's either one or the other. I agree. It's like either you totally are or not. Okay. You always feel like people who are genuinely masculine or feminine, however they want to define it, are confident enough in that quality that they don't really question it or waste time bickering over other people's. Agreed. You think OP is not. OP is not the asshole. They responded to a topic that was already brought up, and the friend's wife even continued with it. That is true. That is true. Because it's definitely a thing of, the dad sucks, he shouldn't have been bringing that shit up at the table first, and he had it coming, getting it thrown back at him. But, you know, on one hand, while it could definitely be true that the dad's doing that behavior, like, you know, OP is also only saying it, like, to be mean and to embarrass the dad in the moment, which, again, deserved. But, you know, I can agree, I can see your point, though. I can see your point, though, of, like, the other people at the table also kept the conversation going. Fights urge to victim blame OP without context because you showed up late. Okay, so the story is the TDLR is essentially Euclid. Also, hi Euclid! So the TDLR is that OP was at a family dinner. OP is, I believe, a college student, not living in the home anymore, is at a family dinner with his dad. There is some family friends there, and the dad starts talking with the friend about how he's so lucky to not have female children, because of his daughter's, like, periods and how, like, annoying and hormonal they are on their periods. Which, again, it's just weird to bring up at the table. Like, that's, like, the crux for me. It's, like, that's weird to bring up. And he did get what was coming to him. But deserve doesn't also necessarily... Yeah. Dad running his mouth complaining how he's overpowered by a woman's biology. Yeah, exactly. It's also just like, I don't know. I am obviously somebody who does have a period, and have lived in spaces with people who have periods, and, like, it definitely can be a lot, especially when you're, like, a teen, but I don't know. There's like a men's hormone cycle is 24 hours. The fuck he means women are more emotional. Is that true? That wouldn't surprise me. Like, not to be super controversial, but I feel like a female hormonal cycles are easier to track and, like, keep an eye on and be aware of, where, like, male hormonal cycles tend to be a lot more, like, erratic. Clearly the dad is too emotionally unstable to be trusted with power. That's always, like, a thing, dude. Like the whole, like, oh, my masculinity thing is always so silly to me. Like, I know some very, very masculine men who are very comfortable in their masculinity, and I would never, like, look at that man and be like, oh, yeah, he's a little, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just honestly, as somebody who is attracted to men, I think a man who is confident in his masculinity is a lot more attractive than somebody who is, like, squicked out by the idea of, like, interacting with things that might make them seem less masculine. Especially if you're gonna have daughters, bro. Like, if you're gonna have daughters and act like that, that's so, like, odd. 3 daughters, dude. Testicular fortitude. I'm cracking up. That's so funny. We have hold on, I know that word. I can say it. Hold on. We have I know this word. Hold on. Pathologized. Yep, there we go. We have pathologized menstrual cycles. I have a thing. I know other people do this too, but when I know, like, what a word means and, like, I can't, like, quite get my tongue around it. But yeah, we've pathologized menstrual cycles, and for a long time talked about men's cycles like they don't still have a cycle. Because, yeah, like human beings have hormonal cycles. Like, we all go through hormonal cycles, and men's hormonal cycles are, you know, sauced up with a lot more testosterone. And a lot of the times when women, like cis women or, like, just, like, female folks are having more of their, like, hormonal like, intensive, like, emotional spikes, are when our estrogen levels are low and our testosterone levels are higher. Just by the way. Internet word. Yes. Give me them good, internet button words, Euclid. Euclid, I love the way you spell your username here on Twitch, because it makes me think Euclid. Euclid. And that's how I read your name in my head every time. Just so you know. I believe that's pronounced familier. Femelier. As a person who is also attracted to men who are vocally concerned about masculinity, femininity, or other vague gender ideology concepts that are being constantly weaponized in the culture wars, and is a massive red flag. Yeah, and like I definitely, I'm not friends with, but I do know women who are also very rigid, men need to be masculine and blah 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 as well. Like, I'm not saying it's not like just a man thing. It is exhausting when anyone of any gender gets a little too into like gender expectations and like social gender expectations for their partners. It just, yep, they both suck. Exactly. Like a tamale. You know my exes? Your exes, bro? Oh, like women who are too hopped up on like what a man should and shouldn't be. That's why you stick to misanthropy? All your exes wanted you to be more of a man. I don't get that. Like, dude, I don't get that, because I'm gonna be so real. Maybe, again, it's just circles that I'm in and, like, the kind of person that I am. But, again, men who are willing to be vulnerable, men who are willing to, like, express joy, because honestly, a lot of the stuff that I find, like, women have problems with when it comes to, like, men needing to be men is like being emotional and also like showing emotions beyond just like anger or happiness, like actual like joy, like people get weirdly uncomfortable when like men are like just experiencing joy, in my opinion, in a way I don't quite get, because like I like when I get like a fruity little man talking about his favorite his favorite hobby, like especially because I also love video games and stuff, like when we're chitting, like when I've got somebody in my DMs with me who just like chit-chatting with me about like his favorite video game he's been playing, like I love that shit. I eat it up. Like I love enthusiasm. I love people who are just excited about life and anything. Like it's so difficult right now, dude. Like let's experience joy together and not like hate each other for that. That's so weird. That's so weird to me. Sadness quite often. Have you shed tears almost daily? And like that's the thing too. Like it's, you know, the idea that it is not normal to experience the complete breadth of emotions when we are complex human beings living in a very complex world right now with very, very intensive issues going on, like, it's just unreasonable to me. Like, of course you'd be happy, of course you'd be angry, of course you'd be sad. Like, Ghost, you're so fucking with me. When somebody yaps about their special interest, it's just being cute and stuff. Yeah, like when somebody's just like really into something, even if like I know nothing about it. Like I have a friend who he is obsessed with the weather. Like his like is somebody who's neurodivergent, you know, as somebody like who is also neurodivergent and has a lot of neurodivergent people in my life. I love my various friends' like special interests that they have, but this guy is obsessed with the weather, and loved it, like when we're going and like walking around, will explain to me what is going on with the cloud patterns and like what the different types of clouds are and what that means for like what the weather is going to be looking like later, and like we'll pull up like the weather calendars and show me how like the weather patterns moving in is going to affect like the cloud patterns and like what to look for later. And it feels like I'm listening to like a divine like a fortune teller or something, like somebody who can predict the future, right? Because then it's like, oh yeah, the clouds are going to look all gray and scary later when it's like a blue sky now, and it's like, oh look, they're gray and scary now, wow, that's so cool. Like I don't, you know, I don't understand that on that level, but it's cool seeing somebody like really excited and into it, right? What do you mean obsessed? My ex thought you didn't care about her because instead of yelling at her for intentionally being frustrated assembling IKEA, I said, I don't want to fight about this. Let's look for the instructions online. That's so interesting. Like, sometimes I get, like there's stages of being angry, right? Like there's anger. Let's, as a collective, as a group here on the Twitch stream, let's break down anger, because there's different like stages of need, and that varies from person to person. So like, I'm the kind of person, when I'm upset and I'm frustrated, I need to just feel it first. I need to like really like just get mad about it, and then like I usually at this point I'm like separating myself away from the thing that's making me mad, because I don't need to like engage with the thing that's making me mad. I just need to feel that I'm mad about it, and then like calm down and then problem solve. Some people, when they're mad at like an issue, like when there's like a topic at hand and they're mad about it, they want to like immediately jump into like fixing stuff. And when you're somebody who is the kind of person who needs to feel mad first, it can definitely feel dismissive. But when it's something as like mundane as like IKEA furniture, I feel like that's something where the person who has the feeling angry is needed first needs to like go off into another room for a second, like get away from the couch. Get away from the IKEA for a second. Let's calm down, and then let's, like, get back into it. So, rationality is not masculine? What? Huh? No. Wait, I didn't unlike this package of neurodivergence. Do you need to get... Oh, you didn't unlock this package of neurodivergence. You know, every person who is, like, just because somebody is neurodivergent doesn't mean that they don't have, doesn't mean that they will have, like, special interests or, like, certain behaviors of, like, other people who are neurodivergent. Again, as we said, starting this conversation, humans are complex human beings. Humans are complex, right? There's a whole breadth of ways, like, even when you are somebody who is not neurotypical, when you are somebody who's neurodivergent, the ways in which somebody who has even the same condition as you, like, their symptoms can look vastly different than yours because of just how every human being experiences things differently and feels things differently. So Matt, a friend of mine is pretty similar. He's obsessed with extreme weather. He can explain how certain cloud formation is perfect for forming tornadoes later. Yeah, that's exactly like what my friend does. Like, he loves, like, predicting tornadoes. He doesn't live in tornado areas, but he's fascinated by them. He thinks they're, like, so cool. I used to live in a tornado area. They're scary. I'm not gonna lie, they're scary. But you know, it's great hearing, like, things people are into. No, I would not. Anyway, okay. Is Florida a tornado area? Wait, is Florida really a tornado area? I know the Midwest is, like, cause in my brain, tornado alley. Is that true? That's crazy. Like, I know that you all get hurricanes down there, but I never thought, like, wow. And hail and solar flares. I knew the hail and solar flares. I was not aware about tornadoes. Personally, you're into some board games? Heck yeah, Sabat. I love me a good board. What are your top three? Top three board games, go. I love Scythe. Scythe is probably my favorite all time. I really like Root as well. I'm also into Catan, a classic. I really like those, like, resource negotiation games. If we count it as a board game too, I do enjoy Secret Hitler and those, like, kind of lying style games. Similar to, like, Mafia and Werewolf and stuff. Those are really... And Ankh-Morpork! Oh, wait! Hold on, can I change my answer? Because I freaking love Ankh-Morpork. You're so right. I do love me some Ankh-Morpork. Eclipse Second Dawn, Foundations of Rome, and Gloomhaven's really good too. I do have Gloomhaven. Okay. As someone who has died for a few minutes from being neurodivergent, some of the self-diagnosed just quirky give you the rage. I have some mixed about, like, the quirky, because obviously when you look at my brand and, like, my videos and stuff, like, obviously I am also, like, a quirky, like, neurodivergent girl. Like, that is something. But my neurodivergence does make my life hard. I grew up as one of those kids who I was very, like, physically attractive, but I was also the weird girl. So I would get like I would get like weirdly bullied for being attractive in a weird way. Like I was a kid when like the thigh gap thing was like a big thing. And I had a thigh gap as a kid because I was skinny and I was tiny, you know, I'm still tiny. And I would get bullied for having a thigh gap because it was cool and I was trying too hard. I was in middle school. There was nothing I was doing to like people are just mean sometimes when you're a neurodivergent because like there's just like something that's like out of the, like socially anomalous that you are not aware of, that you do not know how to like fix. So even if you are like quote unquote correct in some ways, they will still clock you and then find ways to make it like something you're doing wrong. So weird. Show brain? Prove your neurodivergence. Show brain opens head for you. Look, you can see we got the ADHD and the autism and they kind of crosswire a little bit. So some of the symptoms mask each other and then some of them are real loud. And then when I take it's so funny because when I take my ADHD medication, I feel like I become more aware of like my autistic traits when I am being properly diagnosed for my ADHD, which makes sense because like then the masking of one that I've used all my life to like hide the other comes through more, and it's very fascinating. Like neuropathology is so fascinating to me. Obviously I'm not an expert and I'm not going to like diagnose people, but I do have a lot of like both sympathy and like interest and knowledge from my own personal experiences and the people around me. How exactly can you try too hard to have a thigh gap? Bro, for real. I think it was because like I was really skinny. I was a very sick child as well. Not only did I have like neurodivergence symptoms that like I wasn't being treated for or me being personally aware of, I was also very sick as a kid. So I was very small. That was like my my celiac prior to me being diagnosed, as well as like my POTS and stuff, like just like makes it really difficult for me to gain the weight. So it was like very, very thin. And like, you know, like people would like say I was anorexic, or even though I was like eating, and like there was no like there was not the mental of like, oh no, you're like intentionally doing this to yourself, which is what actually classifies it as anorexia opposed to like other eating, like disordered eating situations. Should have given a little warning for that before I started going into it, but my bad. They want to rise out of you, but it rolled. Yeah, that was honestly, I think I've told this story before, but somebody who was like a friend of mine that I considered like a really good friend all through middle school and high school. I loved this person and I thought that they were fantastic. And whenever I would like speak of them, I would speak of them well and like praise them and talk about like they were also like an actor and an artist as well. And I had a lot of, you know, respect for this person, and they were like my same age, so we like grew up together. Did not find out until I was an adult that I was apparently bullied in high school by this person because they apologized for it. They were like, I'm sorry for making your high school career miserable and like bullying you in high school. And I'm over here like, what do you mean? Literally was not even aware. Honestly, that was more hurtful. That was more hurtful to me, was finding out post-mortem that I was apparently being bullied in high school when I had no awareness. You had thunder thighs through most of school, and you still do, honestly. Yeah, and it's just like, you know, people are just so mean. People are just so mean about people's bodies and about like people's quirks and just all the different ways that are like that make humans individuals. This is where I get very like neurodivergent. I am fascinated by the ways in which people are different, like the little things, like the little nuances that like make a human being individual versus the things like conceptually that are like very throughout like both history and cultures and just like through time that we see that human beings continuously engage in, that is completely timeless. It's part of the reason like I'm such an art history nerd and I'm such a history nerd, is I just think it's neat. I think it's neat, like the way like sociologically like humans continue to do things that are very human, in my opinion. That is my little dorky rant about people being people. Florida is actually ranked 4th in the nation in terms of tornadoes per year. I didn't know that. That's so cool. Over 60 to 70 confirmed tornadoes per year. Most aren't strong enough to actually cause severe damage. The hail that comes with the storm mostly covers that. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, Euclid. That little side tangent was like, yeah, I was not aware that, because there were some people who were like more blatant about it. Like, honestly, the people who were like blatantly mean, I would just kind of confuse me. But like, that one was a little crazy for me. Like, I don't even know what exactly she did. She probably spread rumors about me or something. I don't know. Like, I haven't really bothered to like. I mean this so respectfully and not to flex, but it is a total flex. Where I am in my life versus where she is in her life are very different. Very different, and I'm very happy to be where I am now. And I have a beautiful community! And yes, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Big thighs are beautiful, and big thighs are beautiful on anybody, and I have not been proven otherwise. Well spoken. Well spoken, Mox. The girl that tried to stab you in high school hit you up a couple years ago asking me to apologize. I'm trying to read that. That's nuts. That's nuts. I think all of us were a little crazy. I that's just like part of, I think, being a teenager is just like, you're a little fucking nuts. You're a little fucking nuts for a couple of years. I was also a little fucking nuts. Don't get me wrong. I was nuts as a teen. But yeah, that's a little extra crazy. It's a little extra crazy. And those thunder thighs, I know those thunder thighs have led to some Dami-Wami women calling you breedable. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, honestly. I love that. I can see it. I can see it. I've been doing this thing lately, harassing my my lovely, beautiful partners, who are all AMAB, by the way. These people, biologically, cannot get pregnant. But oh boy, does that mean I'm not gonna try anyway. I've been a menace. I've been a menace. Sorry, just thinking about the breedable thing. Like, I will, like, say, like, dumb, like, ooh, baby, you looking so breedable today. Being a cringe master 3000. I had a place I was going with that. Can't think of where it was. That's just what's going on in my world right now. I just gotta try harder. Exactly, Boyd. For science, it is crucial for science that I continue to test this theory. You're so right. You were a loner and a bit naive. Never really got bullied except for one kid, 1 year, but not badly. You were one of those kids that pretty much everyone was friendly towards, but never really friends with. I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I thought I might have extreme high-functioning autism, but never looked into it. Always kind of been a well-known loner. Yeah, that was kind of similar to my experience. Like, I had friends and, like, people who, like, everyone, for the most part, was pretty pleasant to me. But, you know, I never really had, like, close people, or when I had close people in my life, they were, like, literally, like, ride or die, like, very, like, my only friend kind of thing, which is not healthy, and, you know, as I grew up into a big, strong adult ghost, I unlearned those behaviors, because that makes me a cool and sexy hot human, is my ability to adapt and change over time, as is with you. But yeah, being a person, weird. Strong adult. Hey, hold on. Who said you could do that? Who said you could comment on that? Evil. Ooh. I've been brought a fresh Dr. Pepper. Peppy. Evil. You dropped this? Oh, you're so right. Hold on. Where are my guns? They're right here. Oh, hold on. Hold please. Hold please. Threatens you, chat. Threatens you about it. Ghosty has a giant personality. Exactly. My personality, huge. All I'm saying. Okay. I can say you've been bullied through all schools because the way you looked and being a loner, but also the same way still nowadays where I don't really go out in public anymore to socialize and much rather play video games. I'm trying to get out of this mindset, but it's quite difficult to. It's honestly really hard as an adult, I think, to find social spaces nowadays, especially like places that aren't bars. I've honestly found I think I hate going to bars to socialize. Like if I'm going with friends to dance to like a dance club or something, that's still fun. But it's like you can't actually talk and get to know people at a bar, right? Like it's always so freaking loud. Usually if you're there on the weekend, there's so many people, so you can't like hear. You have to like shout, and it's like you never actually get to like, you know, get to know people. And there's just not a really good like free public spaces to meet people, or like not even free necessarily, but like accessible spaces to like meet people and like get to know people when you are an adult. You know, there are like some meetup groups and stuff, like if you're somebody who's like nerdy like I am. I know like in smaller communities it's not as accessible, and I do apologize for this, but like being like a TTRPG nerd, I love going to like local game shops and stuff. Like local game shops and local tournaments. There's like a mini paintings group that I've been looking at that I want to try out, which is really cool. I find though like, but even then, it's like I feel like most of the like new people that I meet are people who are like offshoots from like friends that I already have. Like I usually meet my friends through my other friends. And it's very difficult when you don't have that like level of the community like that already built. So yeah, I don't have any solutions or suggestions besides like, you know, if you have like specific hobbies and stuff, like trying to find some local meetup groups, because those are great. You used to play Warhammer 40k, but now you're on BattleTech. I mean, I don't know BattleTech, honestly. I'm gonna be so real. BattleTech is a gap in my knowledge. I do know Warhammer though, so I do have to ask the question: is BattleTech better for your wallet? Because 40k is a lot. It's pricey. Big stompy robots? Oh, I do love me some big stompy robots. Devices don't help either. Devices don't help either. There's no impetus. I don't know that word. I do know it. I know what it means. I don't know how to say it. Impetus to start a conversation, and people actively discourage any kind of chit chat with strangers. A concept that some folks find terrifying, but would choose to be like small talk is very scary. Like it is very scary. Impetus. Okay, so I did say it right at least one of those times. Okay. A battle can be played with 4 mechs on each side. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's kind of like it's not like it's not a board game like Scythe. I'm assuming it's a war game. But I know Scythe does have like a war game version that I've been saying that I do want to try. Speaking of mechs, if we really like mechs, you ever heard the game? Oh god, now I'm forgetting. Lancer. You ever heard the game Lancer? It's like this one is a TTRPG, but it's like mechs, very combat focused. It's not one that's like typically up my alley. I tend to like stuff that's more roleplay heavy with a bit of combat, but it is still a really fun one. And there's like a class of mechs in there that are like meat mechs that are like they're like kind of like flesh and bone mechs. It's really weird. It's like kind of like Eldritch horror ships. They're really neat. They're cool. You wish you had those type of things here when you lived in Z? Oh, you wish you had those type of things here where you live in Inzi. I mean, at that point, then, like, you know, seeking online communities to your hobbies. Because I think that when we're talking about, like, technology and, like, the online space, especially because, you know, we're here and we're talking, right? Like, we are having a conversation actively on the internet. So I think, like, there's, like, a double-edged sword often when it comes to the internet and building a community, fostering a community, and fostering, like, actual friends. Because it's very easy to, like, fall into these trappings of, like quick dopamine comforts, and not actually be, rewarded to socialize and, like, actually build, like foster real connections with people. But at the same time, like, I was one of those people who did not have, again, like, growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends IRL. A lot of my friends I had were online, and, like, building those, digital social connections, you know, really saved me from feeling alone and very isolated. And even now, a lot of my friends, like a good half of my friend group, I have some of my friends who live here in my same area with me, but a lot of my friends, like, are online. Like, I have never met them in person, but or my friends that I have met in person that live across the country, like, being a creator and going to all these creator events, like, we hang out in, like, Discord calls almost every day. Like, we're like, constantly messaging each other online and, like, being social with each other in ways that work for us. And, you know, had we not had access to that technology, I wouldn't have known them. So it's like a middle ground, I think, of, like, being aware of, like aware of your IRL social time, and, like, also just, like, your IRL, like, existing time. As while I do love being, like, an internet gooner, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge internet gooner, let's be so fucking real. I love gooning on the internet. But, you know, ghosty gooners, am I right? But I do think that it's important to, like, be a human being, go outside, take a walk, go to a coffee shop, look at other people, have human conversations with real people beyond screens as well, in, like, your daily routine, or at least weekly routine, because, like, I'm not very good at it daily, I'm gonna be so real. Oh yeah, you're a gooner? Name 3 goons. Bet you won't. Crab Rangoon? Oh, fuck. like a criminal goon? And ghosty goon. 3. Suck it, Euclid. That's so funny. You used to go to a coffee shop every week to meet up with some friends and play board games? Lagoon. Dragoon. Hell yeah. You stopped going when they changed the meetup day and you couldn't make anymore. That always sucks. That's always something that, like, sucks about being an adult and having and maintaining adult friendships, is when, like, somebody's schedule changes. Question I would have a question you would have good insight on. Am I being too much when you ask for a local show that's mostly music but does include a wax show? Okay, hold on, let me read this one more time. Are you being too much when you're asking for a local show that's mostly music but does include a wax show with the candle holding person and a leather pup mask to have an 18 plus label attached? Okay, cool, let's talk about this. Let me think. Is that, like, to the letter what is happening in the set? Like, there's, like candles that they have in their hand, so there's, like, wax running down, and they're wearing a pup mask. Because if so, personally, I'm wearing latex on stream, right? Like, I'm wearing latex. I am one of those people that I personally don't think clothing, especially, like, and even clothing that is associated with fetish clothing, so long as it is, like, covering everything for, like you are not indecent exposuring anybody. Clothing is not kink. in my opinion. Like, there are kinks associated with clothing, but being clothed is not inherently, like, fetish, right? And even wearing those masks, you've played games with US players mostly and not really New Zealand players, made some friends but haven't really chatted, partied up with them in about 6-7 years. Oh, that sucks. Okay, if the only thing they're wearing is a pup hood, yeah, that's a good clarification point. If the only piece of clothing, the only article they're wearing is the pup mask, absolutely tag that as an 18. Yes, true. But I'm guessing that it's just that they are fully clothed beyond that and have a pup mask on. Time and place matters more, yeah. 'Twas an important clarification. I agree with that. I agree. It's definitely presented as a kink show, but there is nothing showing. Okay. Okay, this is tough. Because if it is, like, a marketed as kink type of show and type of space, like, this kind of goes in, like, happy almost Pride, by the way. Get ready to brace the storm for more does kink belong at Pride discourse. Because I think this is, like, a very similar, adjacent kind of conversation. It's like, what amount of, like, kink and fetish is allowed, or should be allowed and should be tolerated in, like, non-kink spaces. Okay. I saw someone eat a pup mask at a gas station. I was like, that's not the time or place. If you were more secure with it, you'd probably wear a pup hood regularly on, even out and about. And, like, the hoods, I'm gonna be real, the hoods, it's a mask. It's a mask, bro, is kind of my feels. Like, they definitely have a connotation, but if somebody is just wearing, like, a piece of clothing and not, like, swinging their dick around in public, or, like, you know, I personally, it's not my thing, but I'm also personally, like, I don't really care. It's kind of my personal, I'm trying to think how to, like, articulate this well, but if you're at a show that is, like, kink marketed and you're using kink visuals, should it be tagged as N18? I feel like at least probably like a 16 and up, maybe. Because it kind of becomes a level of, I think it should be, people should be allowed to do things if they are, like, safe and, like, non-explicit in public. In my opinion, like we shouldn't be limiting what people can and can't do. And if somebody is paying to go to a set, it's kind of like people who drag their kids through haunted houses. For me, where it's like, it should probably be more like a thing that's on the parents. Like, if your marketing is, like, showcasing that you're very, like, kink focused. If you're somebody who is, like, because I worked at haunted houses for years, so this is the comparison I'm making. I worked at haunted houses a lot, and, like, kids were allowed to go through the houses, but, like, if you wait in the line for a stupid amount of time and you pay for the ticket, and then your kid, like, has, like, a meltdown because you're dragging your kid through this, like, really scary environment, I feel like as the parent, you should kind of know better. You should maybe not bring your kid to a haunted attraction if they're gonna be, like, if you're not going to, like, I don't want to say be a good parent, because it's not exactly what I mean, but, like, you know, it is one of those where I'm very, like, when it comes to conversations of, like, sexuality and, like obscenity, I do think spaces should be, like, clearly marked and defined. I don't know if I would actually call it, like, an N18 show, though. From you, it's not even the argument. You're just trying to best interpret the worst case scenario when the police show up to a show looking for reasons to prosecute. The thing, though, it is not illegal to wear a pup mask. Like, it is not illegal to wear a pup mask. It is not illegal. And how much do we want to self-regulate our communities to the point, like, because it's what's happening in these, like, online social spaces right now, right? There's so much of this over-regulation because, like, companies are so afraid of being regulated by all the like MasterCard and all these like obscenity laws that are being like pushed on, where it's not illegal, it is not a crime, yet collectively we are deciding to like limit these not even we, but you know, the people who own these platforms, people who like decide like what gets to like fly on the platforms. Yes, if the kid does not want to go, you should not be dragging them along. Like, if it is, I'm assuming if it is a band that is using like kink visuals, they're probably also like some of like alternative like heavy metal band. And that might mean a caregiver doesn't get to go because they have responsibility to the kid. Exactly. Like, unfortunately, like once you are a parent, there are just some things like if you can't get a babysitter to do, you just shouldn't bring your kid to. Like, you just shouldn't bring your kid to. Hi DL, hi, welcome. And yeah, like, because it could be like, this show is recommended for people who are 18 and up, maybe, but it's like, I don't think that's the kind of thing that we should be like checking people IDs at the door for, unless it's like at a bar where you like, you know, actively need to be checking IDs. Your parents would just hand you to a stranger? Oh boy. Your church choir was somebody's kink? Calm down. Calm down! The priest video doesn't drop until next month. Next month being June, by the way. Next month being June. It's almost here. I've been working on the edit. It looks so good. But I don't know. It's weird times that we're living in, and I'm just very hesitant to say that I would give my stamp of approval of, like, allowing more public limitation than what is like being clearly like defined of like getting people in trouble. I understand your fears of like police looking for reasons to cause problems and like wanting to be protective of that. But the fact is that it's not a crime. What's weird is it's primarily an art booth and music performance hybrid show. But this one, if it is marketing it as a kink show and it is using kink, like it is calling itself a kink show, then it probably should be labeled as adult. That was not a qualifier I was given initially. Like, but for the subject matter of the show, I think it's fine to not, like, if you're just doing like some edgy, because like alternative scenes, I love goth and alternative, but alternative scenes definitely do love to use like BDSM like imagery and aesthetics, and like there's a lot of like overlap in those like what inspires like the visuals of those aesthetics that I could go into, because again, hyper fixated on like people in history and why people do things the way they do. But yeah, if it is being actually marketed as a kink show, like that is the terminology you are using, yeah, you should definitely like have a label on that. I don't think put on your caveat though of being put on by somebody that labels themselves as an SW actually matters, so long as if they're using, because like I've had this conversation. I can't remember what was going on in the media at the time, but there was something where, it was like Baby No Money, was like, accidentally, he did this like big project where he commissioned a shit ton of artists to make animations, and he was doing it through like the help of a team, right? And one of those artists that he commissioned, was somebody who was a not safe for work artist who did not have like a safer work tied like marketing profile. Like he like did not have a safer work account that they could tag. They only had the not safer work account, and because of that he was not able to tag them, and was like, hey, like since I have a lot of children in my audience, I'm not able to like tag you to promote you. so wound up like paying his full rate because the guy gave him a discount to be able to share. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing, right? And then people were getting mad at him because he was like he associates with OnlyFans models. Unless you are engaging with their spicy content, sex workers are also people. They are also human beings that are allowed to exist as human beings outside of their sex work personality. Like, as long as they are not like bringing that like they are not doing that work actively and like marketing that work actively, I personally like a lot of like spicy creators that I know also have a very like tame brand and very like safe for work style brand, and their stuff exists only through paywall. Like their spicier stuff, their explicit stuff is like only accessible through paywalls, and I think those people deserve to be able to exist publicly without being like, oh, this person entirely is not safe for work. Yeah, that's just my like, because like again, I think the specific caveat is the show itself a fetish and kink show, and is therefore like, because like I like the way like Pride like a lot of prides that I go to have the solution, because again we have this conversation of kink and Pride where they have like the not safe for work like area where you have to show an ID to get in, and then like that's a lot of, but even then like it's frustrating because it's like we do that, right? But then you go to Pride and there's like the like just like penis popsicles and stuff too that's just like allowed in the public area, and like what is allowed and what isn't allowed is very frustrating, like the hypocrisy of it. I don't know, this is again like I get very like confused on like things that we deem are okay versus not okay, and that's not me saying like people at Pride are bad. Like let's not twist my words on this one. It's just a level of like what things are we allowing in what spaces, and can we make those rules clearly defined and follow those rules? Because when people get to it's the same thing with like Twitch here too, right? Where there's so much there's a lot of rules. We just talked about Morgue Pie getting banned because she painted her feet green. Which I still think is hilarious. I still think it's hilarious, by the way. I think it's crazy, too, that she got banned for that, but didn't get banned for, like, some of the other stuff that she's done. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But, like, if we're going to set these rules, and we're going to create these rules, it needs to be a everybody has to follow the rules kind of thing. Because I'm tired of seeing community, like especially, like, being somebody who is, you know, in the spice community, it is really frustrating seeing people who get away with things because they know the right person or they have the right money or whatever the reason is behind the scenes, and like, you know, a lot of us can barely like keep an account up right now, even if we're like super tame. Like, a leash might be seen as too far for some people if somebody is holding it, but the collar with the degrading stuff written on it might not. It's so strange. Yeah. Your only regret is missing that stream? There's a weird invisible line people draw in the sand of what is and isn't okay at Pride. Yeah, and I'm personally like, I just think people should be aware of the space and what kind of environment that they're bringing their kids into, and being ready to have a conversation with their children about, like, in a what is the word I'm looking for? Age appropriate, like an age appropriate conversation about that, if that makes sense. I'll relax my stance on that a little bit. I was warned by other people in the local kink community that you should probably ask the show to have an 18+ label. Yeah, so specifically, from the subject matter you mentioned, like the wax, like if they're doing wax play where they're pouring wax on somebody's body, and like that body is not then clothed, I would say flag it. If the marketing terminology is utilizing kink or fetish, you should tag it. The specific subject matter itself of like a pup mask, I don't think if it's just like a pup mask it should matter, or if it's just like the wax melting in the hand. But again, if they are using certain marketing terminology, it should be tagged. because even among the SW space, some of the harshest criticism I've ever experienced was from other SW. That is so true. That is something like I again get like being in communities. There's a level of like self-regulation that is important to a community, right? Like we need to like have like standards as a community to protect ourselves, but at the same time I feel like especially like the SW community has a tendency to get very virtue signally on what is and isn't okay, especially once you start to get in like femdom, and especially like findom, like financial domination. Because I love findom. If you don't know, like one of the main ways that I keep myself afloat is I do femdom and I do findom stuff. I love findom. Do I think it's a kink and you should be participating in it in a very risk-aware way with like safe providers and like doing your research, and both the dom and the sub and the situation have a level of personal responsibility in the dynamic? Yes, of course. But people get very weird. Euclid, my automod got mad. My automod got mad at you for a second. Because, yeah. See, that's what's wild to me, because some people would unironically move their minds just nudity as it is over here. Yeah, and that's like a major... That's why we're able to... Or why there's so much division is because people wind up getting, in these different like thought like heads, like places of mind. I'm trying to think of the word, like, because we've got so many different people coming from all walks of life with different levels of like experience and morality and just general opinions. People tend to like not agree on like what is and isn't okay in the SW space, even as SW even as in like spicier creators. And that's something that's like weird and frustrating to me too, because like findom and femdom tend to exist in this weird space where like, this is gonna be me getting catty. Are you ready for me being catty? There are roleplay, like what I would call the findom and femdom larpers, larper style creators who are not fetish and kink aware. There was a news story not too long ago of somebody who did, I believe they were either critically injured or passed away due to an inexperienced online provider entertaining a fetish, and I believe it was like erotic asphyxiation, which, if you know anything about erotic asphyxiation, is one of the most dangerous fetishes that you can do, and there is not a way to do that safely. There is ways to do it safer. There is not a way to do that safely. Do not let anyone tell you that there is. But you have these larpers in the findom and femdom space who love the like aesthetics and the like, oh, I'm a powerful baddie and people give me money, who do not understand the actual like safety and like awareness that goes into like professional safe femdom, and they wind up hurting people. But at the same time they're like, well, I'm not doing the gross icky parts of sex work, so I'm not a sex worker. And that's not true. That's not true, bestie. Like, you're still a spicy worker just as much as the rest of us. They're not real they're not real goths. No, it's honestly funny though. Like, I've had some people be like, "Oh, you're not a real goth because you do content online." That is something, like, again, like all these like intersectional communities that I exist in, and I'm still like let's be so real. I'm white as fuck. I'm like white pasty as fuck. And, like, when I'm talking about, like, marginalization, like, there's definitely still a level of privilege that I have, that I am aware of. Yet, like, existing in, like, communities as somebody who is a spice worker, as somebody who is a queer person, as somebody who's a neurodivergent person, and experiences, and, like, has, like, existing in, like, the disability community, Suicide Girls has been putting real goths online since before it was live. And honestly, there's like weird debate about whether or not I'm allowed to be on Suicide Girls. Did you know this? I've had conversations with people about whether or not I should be allowed on Suicide Girls because I do not have tattoos. Or because, like, it's a very, like, tattoo and piercing focus, not actually, like, alternative focus, because I am very much, like, music and mindset focused. I am a goth. Like, part of the reason I use the goth terminology is, like, when it comes to, I do listen to some scene. I do like some scene in emo, but I'm much more of, like, a classic goth. Like, especially, like, 80s goth is, like, my jam when we're talking. I'm also, like, very much a metalhead. I especially love, like my rock and metal. It's a music focused group. It's a so maybe too short. Hey, Euclid, you're rude. No, it was just like a conversation I was having with people being like, oh, I don't, like, who were like Suicide Girls, who were like, I don't know if they would let you post because you don't have tattoos. The way I say tattoos is weird. You will fight people who consider spicy work not a part of goth culture because me being Latina leads people to being dumb about you being goth. Yeah, especially, like, there's definitely a big problem in the goth community with racism and, like, colorism. And yeah, it sucks. And just the intersection of, like, oh, well, if you are a spicy worker, you can't be goth, or you are not white and cannot be goth. When, like, a lot of the underground spaces that influenced goth during the 80s and 90s were once again like an intersection of, like, people of color and disenfranchised people, creating, like, the punk and grunge and goth scenes. Like, that is just, like, the history of the movements. Only colorism, no red laces, only colorism we support in this house, no red laces. I've been hearing, like, yes, specifically red ladder lacing is what I was recently informed. I was having, like, one, again, talking about my friends who are neurodivergent, one of them has a very, like, specific interest in, I wouldn't necessarily call it a hyperfixation, but they have a very specific interest in lace coding. And we're explaining, like, some different lace coding things to me. Whenever I get my boots, we've determined that I want to have, like, one side that's, like, purple laces and one side that's yellow laces. Both in my my being queer, being anti-racist, and also just, like, being a cute little nod to my non-binary status. But you know, punk scene cool and interesting, goth scene cool and interesting. I feel like I wind up, like, intersecting, like, when it comes to, like, my alternative identity, I tend to, like, cross section between, like, punk and goth a lot. But I feel like I lean more on the goth than, like, true punk. But even then, that's subjective. Mm-hmm. You have a special interest in supremacy dog whistles and etymology. It's so interesting. It's so interesting and weird. Like we're definitely treading in dangerous waters here, so I do want to be careful. But, like, when I find out, like, because I don't know a lot of them. Like, I don't exist in those spaces online. So when I hear, like, a new dog whistles or, like, insults people come up with people, I'm like, how did you even come up with that? Why did you even come up with that? God, again, but that does fall into the realm of my interest of people doing people things. People needing to be people, and for some reason, one of those people needing to be people things is groups of people coming up with mean things to say about other groups of people, apparently. Peeps get way too judgmental about what is and isn't okay inside of labels when, like, I just listen to the music and most of my fashion. Because that's my thing. I feel like if you are because people will talk about, like, the usefulness of labels, and I think labels are important. A lot of people, there are people that I know who are like, I don't really like labels, but I do think they have, like, inherent value and, like, are important. Because they, especially when it comes to communities of people who are disenfranchised, utilizing labels as like, self-identifiers to, like, bridge and, like, strengthen that marginalized community, I do think is important. And I do think, like, utilizing a label in a way that is like intentional and respectful, I think is like honestly just the long and short of it. Like, I'm obviously, if I go around and call myself something I'm not, that I have no, I put no like effort or research or participation into. I'm trying to think of like a good example. Like, if I call myself a prep, like, I don't know, I can't even think of something to like draw a comparison to. But if like I have no understanding for that community. I feel like even a prep is a bad example because I feel like that still tends to be a place of power. I don't know. I'm getting myself lost on this one. The more art shows you go out to, the more blur you see in the scenes. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of those like alternative spaces, especially like when we're looking at like leftist and alternative spaces, tend to come from like a lot of like very similar like overlapping roots and like groups of people who are actually doing the activism work, like forming those like groups to get together. So it's a lot of the same spaces with like some level of like individual like distinction that creates the overlap. Like, some people are slightly different than like I and it's not even like a labels thing, but you know, being somebody who's goth, my local city has a very thriving goth, like a lovely goth community, but tends to do a lot of infighting between the goths because people are people and people crave drama. People are people and people sure do crave drama, huh? But with that in mind, there's like cross sections of the goth community and like goth meetups and like spaces in my area that winds up like cross-sectioning a lot of the actual people that go to them, but like the actual people running them have like separated themselves from each other. It's just it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating. Corporate goth is still an absolute love style if you can fit it inside. I love corporate goth. I love corporate goth. I used to be like so like high tier, like always dressed to the nines, like super very corpo. Like, when you look at my old outfits, I would definitely have been very corporate goth, like, before, I kind of, like, transitioned to this, like, more, like, punk goth that I tend to do now. Like crossover. Goths and fights sounds dangerous. I'm gonna be real, I think if it's a goth punk mix, goths are dangerous. If it is like a pure goth scene though, I'm not gonna lie, most of the goths I know are probably like the squishiest baby. The squishiest people I know. I love my, like, if any of my goth baddies who like know me IRL are listening to this, I love us. I love us. We would be useless in a fight and you know it. We have a lot of spikes. Got a lot of spikes and a lot of like hard metal pieces, and that is good for defense. But honestly, like, punk and goth are different, but there is a level of like the people who I know that exist in both the punk scene and the goth scene. I feel like if you exist in both, you kind of exist in this like practical goth space where you are functionally able to exist in a fight and also enjoy goth music and goth spaces. So many goths are theater kids. Oh my god, what a read. You're so right. Me as fuck, for real. And then, you know, I'm also biased by like the circles that I exist in, because for me, like the goth scene and the theater scene and the queer scene around me is like almost, it's like a like a triple Venn diagram that's almost a circle. Like, there's tiny bits of like non-overlap, but it's like almost there. They're almost kissing. Goths are cinnamon rolls until they defend their people and their community. Yes, like I do want to say those communities are very good about like protecting their own for the most part. There's obviously bad seeds that happen still in those spaces that, depending on the space we're talking about, I think can give a little too much leeway for bad behavior. But again, conversations of what should and shouldn't be allowed in these like self-governed and regulated spaces. You tend to be that kind of person. You have a certain kind of instrument that you lovingly called kindness. Aw, that's so sweet. I love that. Admittedly, you dress femme and your fashion style leans there, so you may not be the best with suggestions, but little accessories help so much. Oh. It's a machete. You've named kindness. I see. Okay, that's different than kindness. You know that those things are different, right? I was not expecting to get into, like, the deep chats today. Thank you guys so much for, like, this really, intensive conversation. This is really cool. Wild Florida... You are, like, the personal Florida man. Like, you know how, Palewood is the, Negan from The Walking Dead type? You so real, you so real. Like, Void, you are like the community Florida man. And then, Palewood is our group Ohio cryptid. The token Ohio guy. Like a cryptid. A little creature that, like, just kind of shows up sometimes and then yells at me and then fucks off again. That might be the closest to actually bullying I think I've actually done, and I say that lovingly, and I know that they'll be cackling when they're watching this later. Your new boss is from Ohio? Word. Oh, you got that job? Hell yeah. That's how you would describe me? Oh, you would describe me as a little cryptid who, like, comes to yell at you sometimes and then fucks off? Hell yeah. I'm just a little creature. I'm just a little guy. I do love being creature core. I love being just a little creature. Alright, guys. I'm having a great time. It is 7. And I am so sweaty right now. You're 15 minutes away from the nearest grocery store, so you can always call yourself a backwoods creature? Hell yeah. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys one more little spinny spin of my latex outfit. This was really fun. So long as I don't get, like, pinged for it, which, you know, we'll see. Be good. Be good and be kind to each other. Alright, I'm gonna give us a little spinny spin of the outfit. The little gremlin. Whoa, now. You can't just say that. You can't just do that. Okay. Here's the fit. Barrel roll. Barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. Ugh. I do love my rubber. I love my rubber so much. Yeah, the see-through skirt, very cutesy. Love it. Yes, but the twirl. Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys like the boots? You want to see the boots? Ready? Hacha! Ka-chow! Wata! No, but here are the boots. Here are the boots. Look at them! I love these. Ka-chow! I don't know why I don't know why I've been saying that lately. That's just been like my favorite go-to when I'm showing something off. Who was gonna say it? What? What are you going to say? You better watch out. Step on the... Ah. Well, you can easily say that somewhere else, though, if you catch my drift. Sick boots. Okay, bye. Thank you. You telepath that one? Yeah, Void, like, directly, like, sent that to my brain, into my brain case. But thank you also, First Order, for saying out loud, yes. Big steppy. Big steppy with my goth boots. I love these ones. These ones are Demonias. I don't typically buy Demonia, but, my Why Are You ones I broke a while ago. If you remember last June, I like destroyed my favorite boots. And I have not been able to get another pair of Why Are Yous like them to replace them yet. I do have a couple others, but these are like my plain black ones. They've also got like the really good like spikies on the front. Good for activities of the kicking variety. But boots stands for hell yeah. Thank you, Euclid. Are those boots you're looking to replace on my I have not been able to, so they were, unfortunately, those ones were a limited release, and I've not been able to find a pair from Why Are You yet, that I like. And Demonias, they only go down to a size 6, and I'm a size 5, so, like, I have to, like, layer up socks to wear these ones, and they kind of work. Like, I also, like, have, like, a couple insoles shoved in them, but they're still a little big. Those boots were made for walking. They actually really are. They're really comfortable. You would be surprised how comfy platform boots are, for real, for real. But yeah, I have not been able to find a new pair, of the specific ones, or ones that are similar, because, like, Why Are You likes to go through periods where, like, they do a lot of the, like, blackout, which is, like, the type I like, that's, like, the black metal hardware, and then, like, the black shoe, because it's, like, simple and I can wear it with everything. Yeah, they like to go through phases of that, and right now they just have, like, a bunch of, like, crazy colored shoes, which is really cool and really great, and they're very pretty, but they're not, like, universal in the way I would like to have my main pair of boots are, you know what I mean? Hi, haha! Haha, welcome! Alrighty, guys, gals, and ghouls. Okay, so we are past our usual time, and I am sweaty, so I'm gonna leave, but, if you are new to the stream and you like me, you like what you see, you want more of me, make sure to check out ghostygoo.com. Google my username, ghostygoo.com. You'll be able to find my all my links. I think my links are also in my bio here. Go check out my other socials. Follow me here, especially my Discord server if you want to keep up with, like, all the ghosty goings on and, like, fun stuff we got going on. And we'll definitely do another latex stream again, because this was really fun. I think I can wear that other top if I wear this top under it, since it's got, like, the little window thing. I think I can get away with that. So we'll definitely do latex sometime in the future. I think I'm gonna do that for another, like, follower goal of some sort, or I might make it, like, a sub goal at some point, for latex stuff, just since it's a little more, like, a lot to get on. But we'll definitely do more latex streams. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This was really fun. I'm really glad you liked it. I was a little nervous to wear it on stream, but you guys made me feel cutesy. And we'll definitely wear this later on, like, spicy stuff. Okay. Alrighty, guys, gals, and ghouls. I'm gonna find somebody to raid real quickie, so if you don't mind hanging on for a sec, let's go support our broader Twitch community. Let me see if I know anybody who's online right now. Any friends of mine at the moment? I don't actually know any of these people. Oh, because I don't have the following tag on. Okay, here we go. Following. Oh, for those folks that are really into wrestling stuff, my friend Ark is streaming wrestling right now. Oh, no, they're playing Subnautica. Is this Subnautica? Oh, Subnautica 2. Oh, cool. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and raid her then. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time it is, where you are. And as always, I miss you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you later. I will be on for sure on the other sites on Thursday this week, and beyond that, I'll see you later. Let's go raiding! Raid now.